All right, and we are back with the GSMC Wrestling Laureate podcast brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. I'm your host, Eric Rodriguez here. Every Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific time, 11 p.m. Eastern time on the GSMC Sports Network. Here to talk about all things wrestling. Just kind of reflect on what we talked about real quick. We had our WWE SmackDown review, our WWE Monday Night Raw preview. We talked about our WWE Money in the Bank review. It was pretty awesome. We also talked about our WWE NXT Heatwave analysis and results. So let's jump on into John Cena retiring. It was a sad day in WWE. You had John Cena come out, super sad, super crazy. I didn't think that he was going to call it quits so fast, but obviously loved the champ. He's amazing. He did really, really well by WWE. So let's dig on into him retiring. So he comes out on Money in the Bank. I'm not really the huge person on like, oh, wherever John Cena goes, he steals the show. He does steal the show, for notably so. He's achieved everything within WWE. Outside the WWE, he's been nothing but, sublime, nothing but amazing. And I feel like out of all the wrestlers in the whole entire world, and I'm probably going to get a lot of scrutiny from this, but if John Cena is not on your Mount Rushmore of the greatest WWE superstars of all time, what are you doing, dude? What are you even doing? John Cena was amazing. He was dominant. He was a nice guy. There's times where he was young. Yes, there was a point where he was like, I don't really want to, kind of promote younger talent that you're going to kind of replace me with. Kind of like what you saw with the Green Bay Packers, Aaron Rodgers and Jordan Love. You don't necessarily want to kind of teach the person that's going to take your job. But it got to the point where WWE, for the longest time, relied on John Cena. John Cena was there. John Cena was the only one to kind of, not the only one. There was still a lot of, he had beefs with Triple H. He had beefs with Shawn Michaels, DX. He had beefs with Randy Orton, Edge. I'm not so sure so much The Undertaker, Batista, but John Cena did one thing great, and that was being John Cena. John Cena is someone to be celebrated. Something very rare within the wrestling culture. Without John Cena, you can't really tell the story of WWE. You can't. Try. You can't. You're gonna get to Bruno Sammartino. You're gonna get to WWE. You're gonna get to Hulk Hogan, Macho Man Randy Savage, Razor Ramon, Lex Luger, Sergeant Slaughter, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, Kurt Angle, The Undertaker, Kane, and then you're gonna, you do have Batista. They kind of, jumped into it at the same. You kind of had Batista, and you kind of had Brock Lesnar there, but you couldn't really have anything established without John Cena. John Cena is someone that would, I don't want to like bring anything personally into this, but he would jump into, in front of a bullet for you guys. Appreciate John Cena. The last time is now. I'm just kidding. Moving on. So after 23 years, John Cena is retiring. He made a surprise appearance at Saturday's Money in the Bank in Toronto, where he's a 16-time world champion. He's retiring from WWE after WrestleMania 25. And, I was kind of pondering on this. I was like, 16-time world champion, just needs one more championship to become the greatest, champion in the world, obviously with not the hugest reigns and stuff like that. Obviously, during his tenure as a, WWE champion, he did have some pretty good reigns. He didn't, obviously not up to the level of like, Bruno Sammartino or Roman Reigns or anything like that. But I think at that time, at that junction in professional wrestling, I think it was kind of, it's kind of normal. It's kind of natural for him not to have so much of a long title run because, you're kind of, ultimately trying to prevail, trying to push other superstars. But, it's kind of crazy. And something that I kept in mind also as well, like, does WWE, in your opinion, I'm asking the audience right now, go ahead and shoot me in the chat, talking to you guys one-on-one. Do you guys kind of feel like WWE owes John Cena a 17 world title run? Do you think they kind of owe it to him? Do you think they're kind of in debt to giving John Cena, the greatest title in in wrestling history is becoming the 17-time world heavyweight champion. I I had my doubts. I did have my doubts, but to be honest, I think they do. I think 1,010% they do. John Cena has kept WWE on the map of entertainment for decades. For decades. You like I said, you can't really think of when you think of John Cena, you think of WWE. And did John Cena do some crazy stuff outside of where he was arrested for a DUI, where he was, caught up with the like a scandal or allegations inside of a courtroom or anything like that? No, he did not. So a lot of people are like, okay, like you can relate to John Cena. You can have your young wrestling fans watch John Cena. Obviously, you got, they had the FU, but then they changed it into the attitude adjustment. John Cena, the way he connects with kids, the way kids love John Cena. John Cena was the bridge for WWE to kind of intrigue younger audiences in terms of wrestling, in terms of professional wrestling. There was a time in WWE where they kind of thought to themselves, they're like, look, we're going to push the women's division more. We're going to push the women's division more. We're not going to have these stupid, silly, like, the bra and panties matches and paddles on the pole and swimsuit competitions and stuff like that. We're going to ultimately, finally, somebody in WWE was like, look, like, we can use these girls for, to entertain the crowd without kind of diminishing their rights or anything like that. You can kind of have these girls go at it inside of the ring. This is something that I watched a documentary on with Trish Stratus, Lita, also Victoria, Molly Holly, and stuff like that. Fit Finley. Fit Finley was, very big on women's wrestling. Very big. He was like, look, he told WWE, although, WWE, obviously, not trying to slander, but WWE was kind of, they kind of told Fit Finley, who was training the women, that was like, look, yeah, you see all these high flying moves, you see them jump from rope to rope, you see them performing suplexes and submissions. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. We want these, obviously they kind of had this idea for the women, but, they eventually made it up to the way they are right now. Thank freaking God. That really helped WWE. Definitely establishing new audiences. But a huge reason why WWE is so big today, and I know he's been on and off since 2018, but you don't have new wrestling fans unless John Cena is here. The champ is here. Kids love John Cena. John Cena, in terms of the Make-A-Wish Foundation, he's granted more wishes than anybody. Like, man, I think they like over 600 wishes granted by John Cena. That's huge. That's absolutely like, that's a bombshell right there. That's insane. Great man, great heart, even a better wrestler. John Cena is somebody in this world that you can never compare any other wrestler to. There will never ever be a John Cena. I'm sorry. Not in the world of entertainment, not in the world of, being a human, not in the world, especially professional wrestling. Heck no. Heck no. It's crazy. John Cena is definitely one of the best WWE superstars. Like I said, everybody's kind of had that, that's, kind of like that rite of passions of like, oh, I hate John Cena. Why does he win all the time? Yada, yada, yada. But as you see wrestling grow, as you see wrestling be so successful as it is right now, especially within that targeted demographic from 18 to 42 years old, John Cena is a huge part of that. 18 to 42 years old. John Cena, part-timer since 2018, started in 2004. You think about that. So for all that time, John Cena was bringing positive reinforcement, positive public relations, just positive surroundings aroma around WWE. If you want to watch WWE fans, you saw him and you would see him on the Nickelodeon Nick's Kids Choice Awards. He was for it. He was there. John Cena is one of the best wrestlers. One of the best. He's amazing. He's simply amazing. I don't know. For future fans and generations, it's crazy. I feel like one more title run is owed to him by WWE. You have Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas, and you also have Elimination Chamber. He did not mention Survivor Series, but I don't know. I would like to see them kind of reach out for John Cena for him to be on a team. That'd be pretty dope. Winning the Royal Rumble, I thought about that. Is anybody more formidable to win the Royal Rumble right now besides John Cena? Especially like let's just take it as if we have the champions that we have now. Damian Priest and Cody Rhodes. Solo Sikoa is too busy right now with Roman Reigns. For Roman Reigns to win the Royal Rumble would be kind of stupid, kind of silly. I feel like it'd be dumb. I feel like John Cena winning the Royal Rumble is pretty, pretty much there. Maybe a foregone conclusion already. Or if he does not win, and this is something that has been on the minds of WWE fans ever since you saw the pipe bomb from CM Punk. Who was in that ring? John Cena. CM Punk was talking crap to John Cena, how he's the favorite, with Paul. And then Dwayne comes around. Oh, you got to love Dwayne and the way they always give him chances. Would it be not like a rite of passage for CM Punk to throw John Cena over the top rope at Royal Rumble, finally getting that title shot, finally getting that push that was, given to John Cena, CM Punk's whole entire career before the early, 2014s, 2013? Wouldn't that be like kind of interesting to say? Kind of be like, CM Punk gets to go to the main event at WrestleMania. But to do that, he ultimately defeated his greatest foe. I feel like CM Punk and John Cena are like huge, like head to head, huge villains toward each other. Definitely, in terms of professional wrestling, it would just be. I feel like that'd be great. That'd be pretty great. It would leave John Cena obviously out. Well, no, I'm not out of WrestleMania. Now, perhaps he finds his way. He did mention Elimination Chamber. Elimination Chamber is the other pay-per-view that, if you don't make it, if you don't win the Royal Rumble, you still have a chance to challenge the other competitor at Elimination Chamber, getting that right to move on to WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas, where you'd be like, oh, I bet on myself. I threw the dice. My last chance. He retires a champion. And that's something, obviously I feel like after all he's done for WWE, positive public relations, the whole Make-A-Wish thing's pretty awesome. Great guy, great wrestler, an amazing person. A lot of positive things surrounding WWE. New generation of fans are here because of John Cena. I don't know. I think it's something WWE should really consider, especially with right now. You really don't see anybody besides like John Cena being formidable to win the Royal Rumble. He'd be a 3-time winner. He would break a record for that. He would also be the 17-time world champion. It'd be crazy. It'd be kind of crazy. Imagine like an icon versus icon. Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. John Cena loses, looks at Cody Rhodes, and he's like, your time is now. I'm gone. John Cena leaves WWE. No longer the champ is here. The new champ is here. The new future of WWE is bestowed on the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Pretty crazy stuff. Could absolutely 1,010% happen. Is going to happen? Maybe. I feel like it would be, pretty badass for that to happen. Obviously, hit me up in the chat section of how you guys feel and stuff like that. But, it is the end of our show. We have our soccer podcast with my boy Emran happening at 9:30. So do not go anywhere on the GSMC Sports Network. Thank you so much for tuning into the GSMC Wrestling Laureate podcast. Brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network, presented by the your support means a lot to us, so please remember to Superman punch that like and subscribe button to the show. Leave a follow the show, follow the network, the GSMC Sports Network. It really does make a difference, guys. Here at the GSMC Sports Network, we do love a lot of peace, love, and positivity all the way 110%. Absolutely. Make sure you follow us on Twitter/X, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram for more content and updates. If I haven't made you a wrestling fan by now, remember we have football heating up with Manny from the Shot Football Podcast. We also have Kenneth on football. We also have my boy Sam on baseball. We have the All-Star game, coming out with Home Run Derby. Probably one of the best nights in the MLB. I love the Home Run Derby. Although the new rules, in my opinion, I feel like has kind of, it's kind of messed it up. But, obviously, they kind of had to turn down, after 10 pitches and, people taking balls, a batter up there for like almost like 30 minutes plus. Like, obviously, it had to change. I knew it was going to change eventually, but I kind of miss it. We also have, Samantha with the Hoops and Heels podcast, your one-stop shop for women's sports, the Andrew Tate Show. We also have Tommy with college sports, college football. It's going to be awesome. College football is around the corner, so do not miss your chance on catching up one of the most favorite sports, across across the country. We also have my boy Nelson on football, Jeremy and TJ talking all things sports on their podcast, and also, you have my boy Chris, fantasy. Oh, fantasy. Fantasy football is coming up. It's going to be amazing. Who should I pick in the first round? I'm thinking I'm thinking Jamar Chase. But that's just me. Thinking Jamar Chase. Last year I got burned by him. I think he's going to have a breakout year. Joe Burrow's coming back from an injury. I think 1,010% he's coming back for blood. I think it's going to be awesome. So this NFL season coming up is going to be awesome. So, guys, once again, thank you guys so much for tuning into the GSMC Wrestling Laureate podcast. Hope you guys have an amazing night. Hope you guys had an amazing weekend. Stay beautiful. Stay awesome. Yours truly, always, your boy, Eric Rodriguez from the GSMC Sports Network.